3, 2. Hey everybody, welcome back to Pushing Pixels. I'm your host Sam Mestis. Today we are going to build this ad, which is, I can't remember, it's out of a Corey Barker book. It's his first book, I think. I can't quite remember. Anyway, we do it in my class, my 101 class. It's a good middle of semester project. It kind of gets people going a little bit more on some ideas. So we're going to build this today. Before we build that though, I'm going to turn on my Zoom. And my zoom is up, which allows me to do that cool little effect. And I'm going to put on my keyboard visualizer so you can see what I'm typing. Roger that. All right, let's get going here. We are going to start a new project that is, I don't quite remember. Let's find out. Is it image size 14 by 7 by 72? All right, cancel. Hide. New project. New file. 14 wide by 7 by 72 DPI will be perfect. RGB, white background's fine, doesn't really matter. And there we go. Let's take a look. What do we got to do first? We got to build this frame right here, this outside frame. And it's really simple to do. First thing we're going to do is we're going to make some guides to help us out. And I'm going to go to View and do New Guide Layout. And, that's perfect. 3.375, sorry, for all of the ones. Turn off your columns, turn off your rows. We don't need those. And we just need margins. 0.375, I think, is 3/8 of an inch. And it gives us those guides all the way around there. So put it in all of them, left, right, top, bottom. There you go. Good. Awesome. Let's open up the this guy right here. And we're going to use this wood. Get out of there. We're going to use this wood frame to build our frame for us. So let me zoom out, zoom down a little bit. Up, there we go. All right. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to use the marquee tool right there, square marquee, and I'm going to do a full selection right here. Okay. Awesome. We're going to do this 4 times, the same thing 4 times. So got my selection. I'm going to go to Move Tool, V, and hold down my Alt key so I get double arrows, and I'm going to drag it over here. And perfect. And I am going to slide it over to the edge there, and I'm going to squish it till it snaps to my guide. Make sure you have your snaps on. View, snaps, right there. Turn that guy on. Let's do it again. We're going to do this 4 times. Marquee tool. Let's grab this piece of wood right here. Okay, Move Tool, V right there. Hold down your Alt key and drag it across. And I'm going to drag this one to the right. And free transform, Command T, and scale it over to that guy. Whoop. Perfect. Let's do it again. This time let's take this middle board right here. Pow. Move Tool, V. Hold down your Alt key, drag across. Now we're going to have to rotate this one so we can do top and bottom. So I'm going to do free transform, Command T, and then Command 0 to zoom extents. And I'm going to rotate it, holding down my Shift key, holding my Shift key rotates it at the 15 angles. So let's turn it 90 degrees there. And we're still in free transform, so I'm just going to build this up here and up here. Awesome. Return. Let's get one more. I'm going to grab this last board right here. This rickety old thing. Move Tool, again, V. Hold down your Alt key, drag across, and free transform, Command T. Holding down your Shift key one more time, and we're going to drag this free transform down, and hold it there, and hold it, and drag it across there. Look at that. We already got a nice little frame there. Not too bad. We need one more frame right here. I'm going to put my rulers on. I'm going to drag a guide out to about, I'm going to say 9.5. Say right there, ish. 9.5 is good. Grab one more board. I'm going to grab the original one we grabbed. This guy right here. Okay. Move Tool. Hold down your Alt, drag across, and free transform. I'm going to just eyeball free transform this a little bit and see if I can get it to kind of just be almost the exact same size. I'm close there. And zoom extents, Command 0. I'm going to zoom. I want this one to be on the inside of the frame there like that. Perfect. That is not too bad. Oops. I'm going to hide this for now because we're going to need it in a little while. Okay. All right. So now we have this. Turn off my guides. So now you can see what I got going on here. A nice little frame. I have 5 layers here. That's what makes up my whole frame. These guys right here. And I don't want to see all these layers, so I'm going to group them. I'm going to select all of them. I don't care how you do it. Shift select. And when you have them all selected, Command G. And we're going to put them in a group. And I'm going to name that group frame. Okay? Awesome. What else do we need? We need to, let's look at our other one. What else do we need? We need the surfer dude. And we need this background. So let's figure that out. Hide that guy. File open. Let's find the surfer guy. There he is. He's pretty cool. All right. Get him independent of that. Okay. There we go. He's pretty cool. Now he's going to go in this square right here. So he's going to have to be behind the frame. All right. I select my background real quick. And I'm going to hold down my shift key and drag him across. And wow, that's pretty close already. Turn off rulers. I'm going to scale him down again just a bit. Free transform. Zoom extents. Command 0. I'm just going to scale him down just a little bit. I want some wave action in there like that. I kind of want him framed left. And I still want to see a little bit more of that wave. I feel like that is pretty nice. And that it's on an angle here kind of gives the image a little bit of tension. And I'm going to take that pretty good. All right. Go down there. We don't need him anymore. Let's close this guy off. We don't need him. Let's open this bamboo. It's kind of thematic. I could use that, but I'm not. I'm going to use this bamboo right here. I'm going to open that. There we go. Bop, bop. And I am also going to drag it out. It's going to fit in here because it's going to help contrast our shoes. So I'm going to drag that across, holding down shift. And it's really huge, so we got to scale it down. Free transform, Command T. And I am going to hold down my shift and alt key while I scale this guy down a little bit, right? That's pretty good. I'm just going to scale it down a little bit more. And that is in there. That's nice. Let's keep that. Not too bad. We don't need this anymore. Thank you. Great. Alrighty. What's next? Let's take a look here at our image. We have shoes. Let's get those shoes in there. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do these 2 signs. We're just going to do. That's too. Let's not get into that. Let's grab the shoes though. File, open, and I know I have these shoes somewhere right there. Awesome. Now we got to separate this from the background. Separate this from my image. Boing. Here we go. Boing. Now we need to separate. We just need the shoes. We don't need the background. So the way I did it was I went to my magic wand tool, which is right there, and I picked white. And it got most of the area. It didn't get this guy right here, so I'm going to hold on my shift key and click there. So now I got that. But these shadows and everything are kind of in my way. So I'm going to revert back to where the magic wand is and go to quick selection mask now. Okay? So now that that's selected, I'm going to hold down my shift key and keep selecting until I have a pretty decent selection of these shoes. There we go. And hold on my alt, get rid of that right there. And not too bad. It's a pretty clean get considering it's not that great a photo. But now I have all the white selected and I need the shoes because if I copy this to a new layer now, it's just going to be the white minus the shoes. So we need the shoes. Therefore, we have to invert selection. You can invert selection right there under select menu. Okay? It's right there. Or you can just hit Command Shift I, which is what I'm going to do. And now the shoes are selected instead of the white, and that's awesome. I'm going to Command J this and copy it to a new layer. And there they are. Turn off the old layer, and there's my shoes minus the background. Perfect. I'm going to hold down my shift key and drag these over. And make sure they're on top of the frame. They're over the top there. And get rid of that. I don't need that anymore. Bing. Delete. Free transform. Zoom extends, Command 0, and I'm going to scale these shoes down a little bit so they kind of great. Maybe it might be just a little bit too big still. How about right there? We'll have to dress those up later, but close enough. Alrighty, what is next? Let's take a look at our original file. we're going pretty quick here. We got this vine and we got this little sign right here. Let's do both. First things first. I don't want. Let's do the sign first. How about that? So I'm going to go back to my rulers, and I'm going to drag a ruler out here, and I'm going to put it maybe about 6. Okay. I don't want my sign going any further than the 6-inch mark. All right. So it's going to look like this little guy right here, and we are going to do it exactly the exact same way we built the frame. We're going to go back to this wood thing, and we need 5 sticks. So there's one already selected. So I'm going to take that, and I'm going to free transform it down a little bit, right? And I don't want it to go by 6. And I'm going to Command 0 that, and I'm going to make this a little bit thinner. Okay, that's pretty good. And get up here and scale him up just a bit, and maybe make him a little bit thinner. There we go. That's not too bad. Perfect. All right, let's grab another one. Might be a little bit tall still. Let's make it just a little bit shorter. There we go. All right, let's grab another one. Marquee tool, and I'm going to grab this guy and move tool, V. Hold down your Alt key and drag across. Right, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to free transform it. I don't know who's texting me. And we're going to scale this thing down quite a bit, right? And scale it across. And I kind of want it tied there. That's pretty good. I'm actually going to duplicate that one. Command J. And I'm also going to make that my bottom one. That's pretty cool. Except I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees. You don't have to do this, but... Alright, there we go. That's not too bad. I need one more, so to make this 45-degree thing that's holding up the sign, let's take this guy right here. Move tool again, Alt key, drag, Command T, free transform again. Alright, and let's see if we can make this a little bit smaller. And not only a little bit smaller, I want it to be 45-degree angle because it's kind of holding up everything. A little bit too wide still. There we go. Holding down my Shift key, I'm going to turn this thing till it is a full 45 degrees. There you go. That's pretty good. And I'm going to put my shoes back on top again. Alright, so there we go. That's kind of cool. Let's put all those frame pieces, 2, 3, 4 frame pieces in their own group now. 1, 2, 3, 4 right there. 4 layers. This is my little frame there. And I'm going to hit Command G, and that puts them into a group. And I'm going to put small frame. I'm just going to rename it so you can see that right there underneath my shoes. Great. Alright, we don't need this anymore. Thank you, sir. Open. We're going to open one more thing. I have another piece of wood right here. And it's ugly. And we're going to desaturate it. Let me go over here. And that piece of wood is going to go in this sign right here. So let's desaturate it a little bit. Command Shift U will desaturate it. I'm not too worried about that watermark. We're never going to see it. And I'm going to hold down my Shift key and drag the layer across. And make sure it's behind. I'm going to make sure it's behind my small frame for sure. And then, since it's back there, we're going to hit... Actually, make it behind all frames. What the heck? There we go. Wait a minute. Behind... There we go. Command T, we got to free transform it and scale it down a little bit. And I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees as well. Okay. Alright, and then I'm just going to free transform it. I'm destroying this image a little bit, but that's fine. Alright, there we go. It's in the back there. Kind of looks flat. We got some problems, but we'll fix them. What's left? Let's scale down here. Scale down. We don't need that guy anymore. He's done. Don't save. And whoops, get that guy here. What else do we need? Oh, we need the sort of reef thing, whatever seaweed thing, and the logo. So let's open up this stock image of vines and stuff. And we're just going to steal one of these. But we have to separate it from the white background. So we, again, are going to use the magic wand tool for that. And make sure you have contiguous turned off. So let's turn that off. If it's on, it's only going to select the white that's connected to itself. If I turn it off, it will select every piece of white on here. So that's what I want. So if I turn it on and I click here, I'm only going to get this white inside here. And I don't want that. I want all the white. So turn off contiguous and click, and now it has selected all the white. But I don't want the white, I need the vines. So let's invert the selection. Let's do it this way this time. Select, inverse right there off the select menu, inverse, click, and now the vines are selected. And we can copy those to a new layer, Command J. And scale that down a bit. And if I go back here and turn it off, you can see now my vines are separate from the background. And we're just going to grab any vine. I don't care. I'm just going to grab this one. I'm going to use my lasso tool, and I'm literally just going to draw a lasso around this guy right here. Okay? He's selected, and if I go to Move Tool and hold down my Alt key, I can grab him and drag him into my document. I don't need that anymore. Thank you very much. And it goes above the frame, so I'm going to drag it up in the layer stack a little bit. It's up second from the top there. And free transform it. It's too big. Command T and Command 0 to zoom extents. And there you go. Just slide that over a little bit. I'm going to thin it out just a little bit. It's a little bit wider than it needs to be. And let's zoom in a little bit and see what we got. All right, pretty cool stuff. All right, it's 72 dots per inch. That's why it looks like crap. Okay, I'm going to turn off the guides for a second. Let's get that logo in here, and then we're getting close to done. File, open, and I have some sort of logo. That guy right there. Except I don't want that text to be black. I want it to be white. So I'm literally just going to hit Command I and invert the entire thing. So now white, blacks are white, and that red turned green. And that's fine because it's sea foam and it's aqua, and it ended up working out. Hold down my Shift key and drag this layer over, right? And we don't need this anymore. Bye. And then Command T, because we got to scale it down. Command 0, so we can zoom extends. And I am going to put it about right in there, just like that. Awesome. We're looking good already. Everything is taking shape. Although, if you look at it now, I'm going to scale it down. It is a little flat looking. So let's fix this up just a little bit. It all looks flat. It doesn't look real. And we can do that. We can do a better job. So let's go to the frame layer, our outer frame, that guy. And even though it's a group, we can apply layer styles to an entire group. And in this case, we're going to apply it to the frame. So let's double click the frame layer, and you're going to get the layer styles dialog box. And we are going to use outer glow. We're going to use black. And I honestly don't know what settings I'm going to use. So let's see. Actually, that's not horrible already. That actually helps it out quite a bit. I mean, you could see what happens right away. It kind of separates the frame from the picture itself. Gives it a little bit of space and dimension. And I'm honestly using multiply. I'm using outer glow, multiply, blend mode, opacity 63. I'm blending from black to nothing. And spread 0, size 35. Okay, that's pretty much it. I like it. Let's steal that logo, or let's steal that effect and put it on the small frame as well. So I'm going to hold down my Alt key, and I'm going to grab this little effects icon right here on the layer. Okay, holding down my Alt key, and I'm going to drag it up to the small frame layer, and there we go. Now we have. Let me get rid of that. Ugh, bonehead. There it is. And now it's got some more space. It looks a little bit nicer. You can see how it jumps off the background a little bit. And it may be too much. I may bump the opacity down just a smidge. But that's to taste. Alright, so that's kind of cool. What else can we fix? The shoes. The shoes look really flat. So let's drop a shadow on the shoes. So I'm going to double click that shoe layer. And I am going to drop a shadow. And I'm just going to reach into the image and pull the shadow kind of where I want it. Maybe right there, okay? And it's a little bit too hard, so I'm going to adjust the size just a little bit. That looks perfect. Here's my size here's my drop shadow settings. 74, distance at 30, spread 0, size 18. You can experiment with whatever you want try your own settings, see what you think. One more thing I am going to do for the shoes though is I'm going to do that little gradient trick I showed all of you. So I'm going to click on gradient, and I have a reflected gradient going, and you can see what's happening when you get a reflected gradient. So I'm getting a little white highlight bar there, right? Move it over a little bit. So, and if I turn it off, you can see the shoes get kind of flat, but there they have a little bit of a highlight, and I might soften them up just a little bit more. And there's my settings. So for gradient overlay, I'm in overlay mode, opacity 48, reflected, white to black, and angle 157, and scale 62. You can do whatever you want though, but you can kind of see what mine's doing there. Okay, awesome. I'm going to click OK. I might apply that effect to the frame and see, just to see what happens. Gradient overlay. Not bad. That actually worked out pretty cool. It's the same one as the other one. It retains the setting from the last layer I used it. I'm going to do that. That looks pretty good, right? Let's see how it looks on the small frame. Double click that. Add gradient overlay. I like it. I'm going to keep that too. Great. I think we are done. Pretty quick tutorial, right? Not too bad. A little fun things you can maneuver around and learn, and just a few layers. No big deal. All right, everybody. Practice, 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 and I will talk to you soon. Have a good day.